Celebrity Style Inspiration.
Hi CSIers, this is the Manila Times CSI, Celebrity Style Inspiration. Our entertainment and lifestyle pages come to life across the Manila Times digital platforms. Ako po si Tessa Mauricio Ariola, and as usual, we have another packed episode that we're so excited to share with you. Thank you so much for supporting our third season so far, and if you've missed some of them or want to rewatch your favorites, the playlist is on our YouTube and Daily Motion channels as well as our Facebook page. This is the Manila Times CSI, and let's get started right now.
CSI, Celebrity Style Inspiration.
First off, let's take a look at this week's winners and downers. Our first winner is from this year's Gawad Urian Awards, the first time in its 43 years which had to be held virtually. Babae at Baril was the night's big winner, sweeping 5 awards out of 9 nominations. It was named Best Picture and won Best Director for Ray Red and Best Actress for Janine Gutierrez. Meanwhile, 20-year-old indie actor and Game Boy star Elijah Canlas won Best Actor for Khalil 15. Remember this talented boy from our Season 2 CSI premiere? Moving down the list, veteran actress Yayo Aguila won her first Gawad Urian Award as Best Supporting Actress for Metamorphosis. Congratulations to all of the winners. Another winner is the newest K-pop star on the block, Minzy, who signed with Viva Artists Agency. Minzy was part of the pioneering K-pop girl group 21 along with Sandara Park, and she was dubbed as Queen of Dance. Minzy will release a new version of her song Lovely, which will have Tagalog lyrics. Ang galing, diba? Congratulations to Minzy and of course to Viva. Ending with the winner as promised, we are truly in awe and grateful to the country's most famous artistas who went out of their way to help our many kababayan who were badly hit by Typhoon Ulysses. The glittering roster of modern-day heroes include Jericho Rosales and wife Kim Jones, whose use of their diving skills has been much talked about, Michelle Gumabao, Catriona Gray, Angel Locsin, Nadine Lustre, Casey Concepcion, and even the Thai BL love team Brightwin, among many others who used their platforms to gather donations, raise funds and awareness, and physically help out after the devastating storm. Mabuhay kayong lahat! And that's it for this week's winners and downers. We'll be right back with our certified CSI report. Let's begin with our certified CSI report with Christina Alpad. Hi, Tina Pai!
Hi, Miss T, and hi, CSIers!
Anong good job mo para sa atin today?
Miss T, today I have a certified breakaway star.
Good job mo yan. Let's hear it!
From the certified hit BL series Game Boys, our CSI favorite Cocoy de Santos is out with another BL show, O Mando, with new leading man Alex Diaz. Hindi ba siya takot ma-typecast with this kind of role? Alamin natin ang sagot ni Coco in this certified CSI report. Good afternoon po. Yes po, kay Sir Cocoy po. Na-clarify niyo naman po kanina na naunang i-tape po itong Omando. Ang question ko lang po is, hindi po ba natatakot na ma-typecast for this kind of role? And ano po yung sense of fulfillment na nakuha niyo as an actor for doing this type of role? Thank you.
Okay, I think wala naman masamang ma-typecast sa ganitong klaseng mga roles. Tingin ko kasi itong mga karakter na to representation to ng mga totoong tao. Opo. So tingin ko kung na-typecast ka sa ganitong klaseng role, baka may something sir na baka pwedeng magaling ka, pwedeng pasok sa iyo yung role. So for me yun pa lang satisfied na ako. At saka tingin ko yung pag-arte talaga sa akin is ibang-iba, iba yung pakiramdam ko pag iba yung character na ginagampanan ko kasi yun, feeling ko nga talagang ibang tao at sana lang nabibigyan ko ng hustisya palagi yung mga ginagawa kong proyekto, yung mga ginagampanan ko. Yun.
Hey po, salamat po.
Wondering what to put on your watch list next? Here's our Manila Times pop culture columnist and reviewer, Karen Kunowicz, for her suggestion.
Hi, you're watching CSI. This is Karen, and I've got your watch list video for this week. You go to Netflix. I'm in another country, but you go to Netflix and you can look up Filipino love triangle movies. Apparently, it's a thing, and there are titles like, let me just read them: The Unmarried Wife, No Other Woman, The Mistress, The Love Affair, The Third Party, etc., etc. I mean, these include titles that are not even on Netflix, and they've become really popular in the last 5 years or so. And I don't know, maybe it's because our country, the Philippines, is the only one in the world, apparently, apart from Vatican City, that does not allow divorce. But anyway, discussing the popularity of this genre as a whole can of worms. I looked at the Antoinette Hadaone film, which is classified under this, genre called Alone Together. And, well, you know what? The two characters here, Raf and Christine, they meet in UP. They fall in love. And I know this is also a love letter to Hadaone's alma mater, which is UP. You get to see glimpses of the Lantern Parade and wonderful shots of the school. They meet, but of course they're really idealistic, and of course things change as they enter the real world. Anyway, they do meet each other again, and of course sparks fly as expected. But I think you would file this under one of the least tawdry, least cheap, least melodramatic love triangle films because, a spoiler alert, sorry, they do the right thing, which is they end existing relationships before even considering dating each other again. So props to them. Antoinette Hadaone, she made it to the map in 2011 when she did the 6 Degrees of Separation from Lilia Contapay, and in 2014 she was like a brand when she did that thing called Tadhana with Angelica Panganiban, and she's been a sought-after writer-director for romantic films and rom-coms. So this is a good film as any to get introduced to her work. If you like that genre, you can look up her other films. She has a new one which I think is kind of creepy. It's called, fittingly, Fangirl with Paolo Avellino. The lucky people at this film festival in Tokyo got to see it already. The Hollywood Reporter is already talking about it. I don't know when we'll get to see it, but yes, she's definitely a filmmaker to check out if you haven't already. See you later. See you next week. This is Karen. This has been Watchlist.
The singer, the actor, the director, the vlogger. Regardless of whatever label you might know him by, Khalil Ramos is always a storyteller. And just like any story, may bagong chapter sa buhay ni Khalil as he officially signed on to GMA Network. Today on the T-Zone, we get to know this new kapuso and what other stories he would like to tell sa bagong chapter na ito. So please welcome Khalil Ramos. Yay! Hi, Khalil!
Hello! Hi, Miss Tessa. Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Thank you so much for having me today.
Thank you so much for joining us. I mean, we've been trying to invite you to the show, especially with the recent developments in your career, but we know you've been very busy. And if my first question na lang for you siguro is, how has it been since the transfer to GMA? Has it been very, very busy with all the appearances, all the interviews, and how do you feel?
It's been really fun. It's been very overwhelming. This, big and momentous event in my life, really was really overwhelming for me kasi the amount of support I've been getting from everyone, from GMA, from Artist Center, from my friends, my family. They've just showered me with love and kindness and support. And like I said kanina, it's been quite busy, but getting to know everyone from GMA and doing all these interviews, I really appreciate everyone's support. And it's, I feel special, and it's really great to
But it
be
certainly is.
here.
It certainly is a special time for you in your career. Pero syempre, we're a little, di naman naughty, but we just wanna know kung sino yung unang-unang nag-welcome sa iyo sa GMA network. Is it possible that we know who welcomed you first? How, so of course, everybody knows that Khalil had been going out with Gabby Garcia for ilang years na now, Khalil? How long have you been together?
We're on our third year, going on
Wow,
fourth.
that's
So, we've
great.
been together 3 years.
And you guys have been, an ideal couple, inspiration to others. Kasi, you didn't let this network war come between you, no, in the last so many years. But now you're already in GMA. You've both got the same home. So, siguro, our question is, when you were making your decision, when the offer came from GMA to join them, was she part of the decision that you made, or was it all you and all based on how you would want your career story to go?
Well, I guess to give a bit more context to what went behind the decision. Of course, si Gabby, she was there from the very beginning. She was there to support me in this big decision of mine. She wasn't pushy at all. She wasn't really forceful or anything, but she was just there to really guide me and, of course, let me in on the benefits if I do get the transfer. With her coming from the Kapuso network, she knows, I guess, the advantages or the platforms that GMA has for me, and the opportunities that I could get if ever I do transfer. So she was there, of course, to bridge me to the right people to talk to. She was the one who got me in contact initially with Artist Center. And from the very beginning, since Feb, it was quite a long decision. I wouldn't say it was easy, and I wouldn't also say it was hard. But it took a while because of all the circumstances that were, present during the whole decision process, and a lot of things happened. Because from Feb to present, that 6-7 month period was a crazy roller coaster in everyone's lives. So a lot of delayed. It got really delayed, but it got into formalization, I think, end of May to June. So of course, si Gab was there to just really show her full support. But she really left it to me. It was she made me realize that it was really just my decision to make. It's up to me to weigh things out and where to go from my career.
So what excites you now being with GMA? Ano yung mga maisusulat natin in this new chapter in your career?
Of course, just like what I said kanina, it's a whole new chapter, a whole new journey for me. So, dala nung bagong chapter na to ay a lot more new opportunities for me to be able to showcase my talent.
But you've been acclaimed, of course, noted for your indie films. Do you think you'll be able to do that as well now that you're an artist now of GMA?
For sure, yes. That's one of the things that I communicated off the bat pa lang, that I really wanted in the coming years to really direct my career towards, being able to do more films. And that's something that they understood, and that's something that they supported from day one. I would always want to be part of films that, kasi for me, my mentality, whenever I, my approach when it comes to doing roles in any sort of project, for me, story is king. The messaging of the film is the number one. It's at the top of my list in whenever I do take on roles and decide to take on a role. And that's for me is what's important. It's my I guess my responsibility as a storyteller and as an actor to resonate through the film and the film's message and touch lives, inspire them to see life in a different perspective, even be better people. So yes, in the future, definitely I would be taking on more roles in alternative cinema, movies that are part of festivals. They always excite me. Being part of the handful, actually ang dami na ngayon na local film festivals that I'd love to be part of. So yeah, for sure next in the coming months and years.
But in connection to that, is there already a Khalil Ramos movie that you've probably written, conceptualized, that's hidden and tucked somewhere, in your room? Meron na bang, Khalil Ramos movie that we could expect from you in the future? And if so, what concept would it be? What would be its concept?
Well, as a writer, actually, because I'm currently studying screenwriting on with Sir Ricky Lee in his workshop, which sadly wasn't able to push through because of the pandemic. We tried going digital, but it was quite hard. But hopefully, when all this is over, the whole batch gets together again to learn. Pero I'm currently, because our deliverables for the workshop, we would have to come up individually with 2 scripts. So I actually started writing one back in January about the film in the middle of this outbreak, this pandemic, which I stopped writing because as the events unfolded, it felt too close and too sensitive, and I was writing. I remember writing it pa nung Feb, having these 2 it's about 2 characters just in one location, fighting for their relationship and fighting the virus as well. So lahat ng nangyayari unti-unting nangyayari sa atin, because I was just really basing it off of what's been happening in China and in Italy during that time. It wasn't happening here yet. So my classmates, I remember them telling me, "Oh, nako, nagiging totoo yung mga sinusulat mo." So I had to kind of shelve that for a while. Maybe look back at it in the future and revise it because we just experienced everything. But another really one of the films that I also am writing for the class is a horror. So I'm actually a fan of a lot of psychological horror, psychological thrillers, and just really concepts that kind of bend the genres and bend the human mind and just make you go to places. So I'm currently working on that one. And maybe ako personally, if ever I do, because it also crossed my mind na what if I do write a film that I would like to star in as well. It would probably be a coming of age film.
Okay. So a lot of ideas there.
Just floating.
But which is really good, because that's really what we need to keep the movies alive, especially now that we're having to look at different platforms to be able to show them, no? But the good thing is, I'm sure by the time that you start making movies, everything should be already set. Alam na nila kung cinemas will be open or we're going to really continue streaming these movies, diba? So a lot to look forward to. My next question for you, Khalil, is syempre, in taking on roles for GMA Network, for sure, apparently sabi nila Yani, hindi pa pwedeng i-reveal yung ibang projects mo, but definitely I'm sure you'll have a teleserye, you'll be part of several other shows. probably the variety shows. But how would you feel if your first project, sabihin sa'yo ng network, would be a pairing with Gabby?
Oh well, that's actually something that, of course, isn't far from really happening. No, it's something that we actually would love to do. Kami ni Gabby, we've been very vocal about working together. We actually did work together in the past last year for a film called LSS, and it was quite an experience because it was the very first time. It was the very first time that we saw our work ethic on the set, because we didn't really meet in the workplace. So it was quite an interesting journey together in the relationship. And we would definitely love to try and star in a teleserye together. That's something that we're actually looking forward to. But then again, the both of us were again super excited, and if there is in the future a story and roles that we would feel very strongly for and that we would love to portray, then we're game for it to do it.
So would you be comfortable to be called a love team at some point already? And if so, what do you think the moniker is going to be?
That's something that we would often just really laugh about, because just the thought of being part of a love team, is kind of funny to us. Mainly because at the very beginning, we started our relationship, of course, with the idea of being as private as possible. It's not really something that we wanted to, capitalize on, or just really like be out there and broadcast. So, though, yun nga, now that I'm with GMA Network, and that the possibilities of being tagged a love team is for sure it might happen in the coming months or years. Right now, having our relationship matured, in the 3 years of our time together, the fears of being called or tagged as a love team, and the possibilities of it going the other direction, and kasi yung kami like, oh nako, baka pag naging love team tayo, we might end up prioritizing work instead, or like we might end up it might just baka gumulo lang yung relationship.
Yeah,
but then
might strain things, diba?
yeah, but
Yeah.
then yun nga, when we talked about it, and we were faced with the reality that soon enough, if we are successful as a pairing, we might be effective as a love team. So when we talked about it, parang we came to a conclusion naman na no, I don't think given and it was buti na lang we worked on our relationship first. Buti na lang we strengthened our bond first, and we just really worked to establish our foundation during our first 3 years. So to be able to be ready for something like this, and kami ni Gab, we're just really partners. We pull each other up, we grow individually and we grow together, and we just really help each other in our different aspects in life. So most probably when we were effective as a love team, that's something that we'd be happy to be part of. If the moniker, if meron kaming moniker, ako
We're
personally,
trying to think Gablil,
yeah,
diba? Kalgab,
a lot have
parang
been.
hindi pa namin alam. What do you
Yeah.
think?
it was a running joke for us whenever people would say, oh, love team na kayo, love team. Gabby would always say, oh yeah, our love team name's Kagabi.
Pwede,
Our love team name's
diba?
Kagabi.
Well, Khalil, you were very right to use the word mature in describing your relationship, as you have described the details to me, no? Parang, it's great to hear that from millennials, that you guys really seem to know the direction that you want your relationship to go. And sabi nga nila, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be, diba? So, kahit na magkalokohan pa sa love team, I'm sure, the foundation you've built, you never know. Yun talaga siguro, diba? But, when you finally told her that you were transferring na to GMA, what was her reaction? What was the first thing that she said to you?
The first thing was that she said to me was actually, "Are you sure?" that's what she told me. Lang. Wala. Maybe it was her just her natural reaction. Lang. She was just like, "Are you sure?" Then I said, "Yeah." Then of course she was happy. She was super happy. She told her family immediately, and that was of course after I met with the Artist Center na, and she was super excited. She told her family. She expressed her excitement with a lot of people. Also my family. When I told them, they were super excited. And it was a special moment. Syempre I told her my reasons. I told her that some of her points are right. This could open a lot of new doors for me. Yeah.
And all the same, like the Kapamilya artists really had the green light naman of the network, no? Because obviously, they won't have as many shows and it's I think that it's great that a lot of artists from ABS-CBN has found new homes already, diba? And hopefully, yung nga, sabi nga nila, this might actually end the network war now that nagpupunta na sa iba-ibang ating mga stars, no? But my question for you, I guess, is yung paglipat mo sa GMA, of course, I don't know if anybody you've ever been bashed or whatever about it because you've been with ABS-CBN for quite some time now, no? So sabi ko, I think nasa journalists din yung responsibility not to get that into the stories anymore kasi pag pinasok namin, yun yung magiging angle, no? So rather than ask you about that, I'd much rather ask you, what are you bringing to GMA Network that, you have, valuable lessons that you have learned from Star Magic, where you were a talent for many years, of course, your home studio before of ABS-CBN?
Mm-hmm. Well, there's quite a lot actually, and just really just to get it out there, the support that they gave me also during this big decision has been, they just really poured their support, all out support for me. I had to see to it kasi that if ever, if I do make the transfer, that everything would be seamless, would be smooth, and the transition and the turnover wouldn't cause any bridges to be burned. And that's what's important for me, is because they also taught me to value relationships. So that's one of the things that I would carry over. For the whole 9 years of my stay in ABS-CBN, it really taught me a lot. It taught me, I learned the ropes. I learned the whole industry, and I found my passions through them. And it wouldn't be possible if I didn't possess the right values that I needed to possess to be, to be stable and to have a long career ahead of me. One of them is to value relationships, and that's the one thing that I kept in mind. To always look back at where you started. Laging tumingin sa pinanggalingan, and I had to really thank them also. I actually posted a message of gratitude towards them. I reached out to plenty of them, telling. Well, most of them also congratulated me, and I told them how thankful I am for them. So it's valuing relationships. That's one of the biggest things that I would carry over to my new career in GMA.
Well, besides Gabby, who else would you like to work with in GMA Network? Be it in acting or maybe even collaborating with in your music, we haven't touched on that part of your career also. Sinong gusto mong maka-collaborate in GMA Network?
There's quite a lot of artists that I actually look up to in the Kapuso Network. One of them, well, as an actor, I would definitely love to be able to work with Kuya Ding Dong Dantes. He's one of the actors that I really look up to. I love I love most of his work talaga, most especially his performance in Sid and I, his recent projects. It's really, being an actor, having someone like Kuya Dong, the same network, it's pretty cool, and if given the chance to work with him, I'm definitely game for that. And a lot of also artists who I met before, who are actually quite good friends na rin. Ako, I met Alden during one of his movie premieres before, and we met na rin actually during one of our tapings dito sa GMA. So definitely I'd love to work with them. And some of my friends like sila Mikoy Morales, Kelvin Miranda, who I work with sa Dead Kids. A lot of really...
Among the leading ladies of GMA naman, leading ladies.
One of my close friends also, si Jasmine Curtis Smith, who's with GMA, also a fan of her work. We know naman that si Jasmine is also very serious pagdating sa craft niya. Also si Janine Gutierrez, who I am also a fan of. Grabe yung performance niya sa Elise. She was such an excellent, she's really an excellent actress. Yeah, those are some of the people that I would definitely love to work with. Pagdating naman sa creative work, nabanggit kanina si Sir Michael V, si Sir Betoy. Ako, I grew up watching his skits, his parodies, and everyone that I met that I expressed my interest in working with Betoy, they would always say na talaga he's such a genius. He's really a creative genius. So if given the chance to work with him.
And kahit anong generation ang manood sa kanya, no, everybody can relate to his brand of humor, no? So, you think that you also be open to doing comedies and things like that? I mean, you obviously, to many, you come across as a serious actor, and then, in this interview, we can tell you're quite a deep person. Pero yung comedy ba, does it have a place in your career, do you think, eventually at some point?
Actually, I tried my hand in comedy for the very first time for a project with Michaela Red called Dead Kids. It's a movie it's actually the first Netflix original na Pinoy. My character provided the comedic, element to the whole film. And a lot of directors that I look up to, sila Joel Ferrer, Miko Level, who were there during the premiere, came up to me and they said, kaya mo pala mag-comedy eh. Kala namin, puro seryoso yung mga trip mong gawin. Sabi ko, yeah, the role din kasi it was very close to me because what most people don't know, I'm naturally an introvert kasi coming into the industry, I was really a shy type of kid when I was 15. I was a shy kid, and yung mga roles na napunta sa akin were on the more serious side. Pero back in high school, I was quite different. I guess most people are naman when they mature, they kinda kumakalas talaga sa identity ng high school. Yeah. So when I was high school, I was quite similar to my role in Dead Kids. I was that the prankster. I loved playing around with my friends. So then they know that. No? So definitely, I know that GMA loves producing comedy shows and comedy films. If given the chance to express or explore even more in my career, maybe in doing roles in comedy.
I was told by our friends at GMA that for now we can see you in the Sunday noontime variety show. Is that correct? If you can talk a little bit about Sunday. That.
Yeah, well, I'm officially, I have performed na in All Out Sundays, which is definitely something to look forward to. They could see me there, showcase my singing. So most of the people actually that know me from way back, they know that I started as a singer. And medyo napabayaan because I focused more on different things. So I focused on acting and I focused on my career in production. But now that I have a new chapter in life and a new platform to showcase my singing, I'm very much excited to be part of it, and I'm very excited for everyone to see it.
That's exciting, and as we all know, there's also GMA Records, so there's really so much for you to explore in your new home, and we're very happy and very excited to see what else Khalil Ramos has to show the world, diba? So thank you so much, Khalil, for being with us today.
Thank you so much.
We are,
Thank you,
wish you all the best in this new chapter in your life, and hopefully, yung story mo about the pandemic, hopefully, reality will give it a happy ending, diba? Let's just pray. Thank you, Khalil. Just
Thank
maybe
you so much.
a message lang to our viewers here on the Manila Times CSI.
Yes,
Final
to everyone. Yes, to all the supporters and viewers of the Manila Times CSI. This is Khalil Ramos, and I'd like to thank everyone for the utmost support during this big decision in my life. I want to thank all my supporters as well, and I hope everyone stays safe. I hope everyone is healthy, and when everything's back to normal, I hope to see you all in our new normal. And yun, do always stay safe, and I hope to see you guys in the future.
And we will see you on Sunday.
Yes.
Sunday on GMA Network. We
Yes,
will.
I'll
So
see
once
you guys
again,
on All Out
thank you
Fridays.
for joining us, Khalil. Best of luck, and
Thank you.
we'll see you. We'll catch up with you very soon again to see how you're doing at Kapuso.
All
Bye.
right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And that's it for the T-Zone. Thank you very much to Khalil Ramos and GMA Artist Center for today. Stand by for CSI Exchange with the girls. We're now here on CSI Exchange, and it gives me so much pleasure to call on all my girls. Of course, Christina Alpad, Isa Iglesias, and Nika Roque. Hi, girls! How are you this week?
Hey.
Hello, and hello to the
Hello.
CSIers from the Heights. Okay, na-enjoy niyo ba yung interview natin with Khalil? Serious guy pala si Khalil talaga, no?
Yes po.
Quite a serious boy, but very, very talented. Ang tanong natin for CSI today is, like Khalil, who else do you think from ABS-CBN should start thinking of moving networks or going freelance? Diba? Not necessarily moving networks because sila Beauty Gonzalez, they now have a show on TV5, Ian Veneracion, but they're not actually TV5 stars. They're working under Bright Light Productions, diba? So, that really means pwede pa sila sa ibang network. Pero sa tingin nyo, sino sa mga ABS-CBN stars should do a Khalil? Mauna ka muna, Tina Pai. Tina Sim.
Yes po. Char. For me po, parang ang gusto ko po na Dua Khalil dahil lang miss na siya for sure ng kanyang fans. I see Liza Soberano po. She's very visible sa social media, but I think doing a project na mapapanood or ma-access ng lahat mas parang gift po sa kanyang fans.
Agree ako dyan, Tina Pai. And also, actually, nung kaka-deny pa lang ng franchise ng ABS-CBN, actually si Liza, magalit na naman si Nika sa akin. I always say Liza pala. Liza was really one of the first names na nag-float na baka lumipat ng network. Natandaan nyo ba yun, di ba? Pero, hindi natin alam kung bakit napigilan. Siguro, obviously, one of the prize stars of ABS-CBN, pareho sila ni Enrique, diba? So, parang, I think ABS-CBN really held on to their top love teams. Kathniel, Liz Kien, meron pa ba? Sino pang naiwan doon? I don't mean naiwan na walang ginagawa, pero, they stayed on. Dalawa pa lang. Sino yun? Isa pa?
Jadine. James Reid and Nadine.
Pwede. Oo, parang hindi naman sila umaalis sa ABS-CBN although they are handling their own careers. Tama yan. Okay, isa pa para sa'yo. Sino naman ang gusto mo namang makita na rin on free TV na hindi natin nakikita since nagsara ang ABS?
Ako po, technically hindi na po siya from ABS-CBN. Pero personally po, namimiss ko po mapanood sa on-screen po ulit si Chris Aquino po. Kasi medyo matagal-tagal na rin po siyang hindi napapanood ng mga tao. And syempre, Chris Aquino is Chris Aquino pa rin po. So, kahit saan sigurong channel siya mapanood, syempre marami pa rin viewers kasi nga ibang klase yung charisma ni Chris Aquino pagdating sa
Pero bakit
TV
nga ba,
po.
Isa Pai, bakit laging, ano ba yung tawag nila doon? Bakit laging nauudlot, di ba? Kasi she announced it na several times na. Late,
Yes.
if you're a follower of Manay Lolit Solis, may pinag-usapan din sila doon na magsasama-sama sila nila Tita Christy Fermin na hindi na naman natuloy. Bakit kaya ganun ang nangyayari, Isa Pai? Why do you think?
Oo nga po eh. Ang napabalita nga po kasi may ibang napili yung kanyang producer na ipalabas na show. So, sana po in the near future matuloy pa rin po yung kung anong mga pinaplano ni Chris Aquino na mga shows in the future. Kasi syempre, ang dami rin nag-aabang, ilang taon na rin siyang walang show eh. So, sana po.
Ako rin, I agree with you. I mean, besides the fact na talaga namang, you know, ang pag-host ni Chris Aquino, kilala nating lahat. And deserving naman siya to be on the microphone kahit na pa may mga sinasabi siya na very Chris Aquino. Di ba? I think after everything that has happened, alam mo naman tayong mga Pilipino, we always want a happy ending for anybody kahit na gusto natin or hindi natin gusto. But everything that she has had to go through in the recent years, tapos yung pag-announce niya, only for her to have to take it back and really say things like they didn't think I was popular enough or profitable enough ang show na gagawin ko. I think for a Chris Aquino to actually swallow all of that and take all that in and actually be humble enough to share her emotions with the public, I think it's time. She deserves to have a show and be back on free television. Diba? Yun, sana nga makita na natin si Chris Aquino doon. Pero ang gusto kong malaman, ito naman ni Kapay, sino naman, at gusto tong malaman ni Domingo Roque, sino naman ang nasa ABS-CBN na gusto mong makita na rin sa ibang stations para naman maging mas visible at mas accessible siya sa fans niya?
Yung unang artista po na naisip ko was si Ivana Alawi, the YouTuber po. I think nag-sign po siya with ABS in March or Feb, and then nag-shut down in May. So medyo yun, naawa ako sa kanya kasi it could have been her big break pala. Pero I mean, nag-start naman po siya. Po?
May show siya ngayon, di ba, sa ABS? I mean, I think sa Kikol ba?
online.
Online. Saan?
Po, parang online siya. And then, nag-start naman siya on reality shows, yung mga competitions on GMA. So maybe, try niya din naman doon, di ba? Or if ever wala naman, she's online naman palagi, whether sa I Want or YouTube also. Ano naman po siya doon?
Pero iba rin talaga kasi nga yung sinasabi ni Tina rin na accessibility for everyone, eh, di ba? Like, as we know, like, certain places, certain provinces in the country actually get to watch ABS-CBN programs through Zoe TV. Di ba? Ang tawag na doon ngayon is A to Z. And free TV pa rin yun. Talagang mas madali naman talagang makita ang mga celebrities with a click of your remote control, di ba? Hindi ka na maghihintay yung sa bilog na nakikita mo. Loading. So, the reason why we say this is really only because, you know, it's high time, you know, with everything that's going on, it's high time na, you know, mabigyan na natin ng freedom ang ating mga artista na gawin ang gusto nila saan mang network, di ba? Kasi I think it's really, really for their sake, the producer's sake, and most of all, para naman sa ating mga audience, di ba? Para naman mapanood natin sila when we want and as easily as possible. Kayo, lilipat na ba kayo? Wala naman kayo lilipatan, ano? So, bawal ang lipatan! Manila Times forever. And with that, please unmute your microphones and say bye to our CSIers, girls.
Bye po.
Hi, CSIers!
Be good, Pies, and see you next week. So thank you very much to the Pies. We'll pause now for our final break. Diyan lang po kayo. This episode has definitely flown by as we've come to the end of the Manila Times CSI Celebrity Style Inspiration. Thank you very much to Christina, Isa, Nika, and Neil, as always, for getting another Season 3 episode ready for you. Oh, and a belated happy birthday to our director and awesome video editor, Neil Cakes. Happy birthday, Neil! Special shout-outs to our CSIers whose posts caught our eye last week. They are James Readers Official, We Love Jadine Official, at Always Ian, at Ansky JN, Binibining Ava, Camps or at Aphrodite Nadine, Dauntless Jadine, Gel, Jadine Nation, James Reed Stan, at Kuridenka, at Love X Psych, Lucia, Greedy Bunch, Dityap, Fanboy Things, Ruby May Soriano, Kagia, and a whole lot more who are now parts of our growing online community. My personal thanks to those who posted on my Instagram account at ReadersBCD 2.0 and again at Readers Official for agreeing with my humble suggestion that James should really start a column with the Manila Times given his many interests and worthwhile ideas. He really impressed us, and please guys, help us to convince him. Finally, don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow us on our social media accounts flashing right beside me. See you next Thursday, CSIers. Salamat and bye! Hi CSIers! Don't forget to subscribe and follow us for more episodes of the Manila Times CSI. See you!